Welcome to Caribbean Global Network News and Sports. I'm Scott Wilson. In today's headlines, Billboard in Times Square welcomes Minister Bartlett. And in sports, history-making medal haul for Jamaica at Pan Am Games. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett was welcomed to Times Square, New York City on Sunday with a billboard located on Broadway and 43rd Street in the heart of the square, featuring a message for 5 minutes exposing Jamaica to an international audience. The Ministry of Tourism pointed out that Times Square is the most visited place globally, with 360,000 pedestrian visitors a day, or 131 million a year. Even excluding residents from the visitor count, Times Square is the world's second most visited tourist attraction behind the Las Vegas Strip. Bartlett was in New York to meet with the United Nations Division of Partners, potential tourism investors and media partners. He also celebrated Jamaica's independence at the New York Black Tie Gala, where he was a special guest. The minister returned to Jamaica on Tuesday. Spanish Town bus operators withdraw service. Bus operators on the Spanish Town to Naga Head route in St. Catherine withdrew their service after a conductor was shot dead Tuesday morning. The police believe the killing of Demar Reed, 19, was gang-related. Mr. Reed was standing at the corner of Burke Road and King Street. A Toyota Pro Box with red license plates drove up, and persons with high-powered weapons alighted from the car and opened fire, hitting Mr. Reed several times. Drivers and conductors later parked their buses in Spanish Town, complaining that they are being targeted by criminals. RJR News understands that they want police to conduct a thorough investigation into the shooting and to put measures in place to make the area safe. The Trump administration has increased difficulty for migrants. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration is to make it more difficult for poorer legal migrants to extend their visas or gain permanent resident status. The rule targets migrants who rely on public assistance such as food aid or public housing for more than a year. Their applications will be rejected if the government decides they are likely to rely on public assistance in the future. Officials said the rule change would reinforce ideals of self-sufficiency. Immigrants who already hold a green card are unlikely to be affected. The new regulation, known as a public charge rule, was published in the Federal Register Monday and will take effect on October 15. And in sports, history-making medal haul for Jamaica at Pan Am Games. The 2019 Pan American Games in Lima, Peru had the largest contingent, the most disciplines, and the most medals garnered for Jamaica in the history of the regional competition. With a total of 19 medals, 6 gold, 6 silver, 7 bronze, Team Jamaica surpassed the previous record of 14 medals, 2 gold, 4 silver, 8 bronze, set in 1959 at the Chicago Games. The JOA has disclosed that a rigorous business and sport model for the execution of the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games is being worked on as part of the new administration's agenda of professionalizing the delivery of regional and international events. Phil Simmons shortlisted for India coaching job. Phil Simmons, former West Indies head coach, is one of 6 candidates who has been shortlisted for India head coach position. An Indian Cricket Board official said the board finalized the 6 names based on their experience and qualifications for the job. He said all the interviews will be held in Mumbai with different time slots for the candidates. Simmons was appointed West Indies head coach following the 2015 World Cup as a replacement for Barbadian and former West Indies fast bowler Otis Gibson. He lasted a little more than a year before he was sacked 6 months after overseeing the Caribbean's side's dramatic departure from the 2016 T20 World Cup in India. That's it for your CGN News and Sports. I'm Scott Wilson. Pleasant viewing.